in just in a minute. And okay.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. So I'll be walking you guys for this day 2 hour hackathon. I will be walking you guys through our use cases. So we at Havilah we did 3 demo projects to showcase the variability of this hackathon. As you know, we have 2 tracks, the PlotSenseML and the PlotSenseDev. So the first project I'll be walking you through is on PlotSenseML. Now this can you hear me? Speak, go on. Okay, so now I'll be walking you through the first use case demo that we built. This is a PlotSense machine learning model. It's to get explanations for our data sets. So where I got this data set was from the UCI dataset library. You can go check them out on Google after this video. So I got a real data set that we could use for our video. So I will take you through, guys, the steps at which we're going to be training our model and also using PlotSense to get our exploratory data. So let me open the project here. So project 1, as you all know, all right. So as you all know, first things first, to get your or hop into your EDAs, you have to first of all import PlotSense library or PlotSense dependencies. So I even wrote it there in the comments saying install required dependencies. Now we're installing PlotSense. Why? Because PlotSense is going to help us in our exploratory data. Then this UCI repo is from the UCI dataset. This is their library. This is their library dependency. Then pandas, pandas is for cleaning our data sets, and matplotlib and scikit-learn, these are dependencies that will aid us in this process. So first things first, I'll execute myself. You see, so this process was successful. Although this is not my first time of installing these dependencies, that is why you are seeing requirement already satisfied. If maybe initially this was my first time, you'll be seeing something like install successfully. So we move after we have installed our dependencies that we're going to be using. We're going to move to the importations of these libraries or these dependencies. So we import pandas, as you can see, I stated in the first step. Second step is to import matplotlib. Second is to import sklearn. Third is to import PlotSense. And under PlotSense, for us to use get the full functionality of PlotSense, PlotSense has modules. So PlotSense has the recommender module, as you can see here. So from PlotSense, import its module, recommender module, plotgen module, and the explainer module. Now this recommender module is to give us plot types, is to recommend plot types for us that we're going to use in visualizing our data. Then the plotgen module generally is the plot types that we have. Then this explainer module is going to be integrating with our AI dependency or our AI functionality into this equation or into the system, whereby after we have gotten our visualizations, the AI will give us a natural language explanation of what we visualized. So then after running, the next step here is to execute our cell. You could see here it was successful. After executing the cell, we move to step 3. These are the process of data cleansing or data analysis. So when the next step is to load our data set. This is like getting our data set from the UCI data set. So we wrote a Python code that will fetch our data set for us. So you could see here, these are extracting the data from the library. Then after we execute our cell, which is our display button here. Still running. Actually going on here is loading our data sets, retrieving it from the UCI data set. I don't know why this process is taking longer than this. Please, if your mic is on, please mute your mic. Please, if your mic is on, mute your mic. Thank you very much. All right, okay. So after running this step, which is to load our data set, you could see the data sets here. These are the datas. You could see the ranging. These are the raw data samples of the data we're actually dealing with. And the next step is to clean our data sets. So that was the reason why we had to import Panda dependency. This is the Python code, or this is the code for cleaning our data sets. We run execute ourselves. You can see it was successful. So this has cleaned that raw data we were seeing before in step 3. Now, the next step is step 5, which is to split our data sets. Now, splitting it is to give us this view of how the data should look, or how the data should be previewed on our own end. So when we split the data, you can see it here, it was successful. The next step, before we move to any other thing, we need to get our API key, our Grok API key. This API key is going to enable us in using the AI functionalities of PlotSense. So you have to get this Grok API key from the Grok console or Grok dashboard. I believe that this is in our documentation. So after this workshop, you can go through and try it out yourself. So we execute the cell, see it was successful here. Then the next step is to train our model. Now, those data that we got, we need to our AI model or our machine learning model on those data sets to get an accuracy. So this is the code for training our model. I don't need to go much into this. Our model is to give us an accuracy score, as you could see from here, from our Y test. So when we run the model, you see it, model accuracy was 1 or is 1. The next step is to get our recommendations for our plot types. You will see it here. So this is Python code suggesting recommender for our data frames, and we gave it the indexes of 5. Indexes of 5 starting from the ranges of 0 to 4. So if you could count that from your palm, you see that there are 5 in number. But actually in the actual set start from running of 0. So when we execute our cell, we get recommendations that which you can visualize data sets that we have cleaned from the previous steps. So my cell is currently running. Let's just give it a little bit time to run and execute. All right. So we got the recommendations from PlotSense on data. So these are the recommendations. You could see the plot types here. You could see 0 is scatter. It's giving us a scatter diagram or scatter plot. 1 is giving us histogram. These are data analysis visualization types, so I don't need to go much into this. I believe you should know it by now. Then these are the variables that are plotting against each other from the kind of recommendation or the kind of visualization we want to get. So we'll be going with 0, which is the scatter. So the next step, which is step 8, is to generate our visualizations. Now you could see if this is a plot variable. Okay, this is a plot variable giving us the suggestion of plot gen to get our index, which is scat. So when we run you will see it here, a visualization of our data. You could see it here. This were the, let me scroll back up for you could see here when we went with plotting against the Digma League was plotting against the target. So if I should scroll down, you could see it here. Our Digma League is the x-axis, our target is our y-axis. So the next step and the final step for this use case is explanation of visualization. On an actual sense, if you should carry this and show, or you should take this to go and give to individual who does not understand more about data, it will be hard for them to get an understanding from this diagram or from this image. But that is where the explanation for our visualization comes in, and this is a module from PlotSense. So you could see the code here. This is explanation variable giving us the explainer plot to print our explanations from PlotSense. So if we should run our visualization, it should give us the explanation for the data that we actually that plot. So I'll just give it time to run, execute, and give us our explanations. All right. You can see it here. Explanation from PlotSense. This is the explanation of the data visualization overview. The provided data visualization is a scatter plot tied to scatter for Degma League versus target. This plot displays the relationship between. So, on time you could go through this and get more insights and understanding from this. So this is all for our machine learning model. I believe, and I will say, I believe that right now, as I'm going through this, you guys might, for the data gurus that are here, you might be getting some kind of should I say, inspirations on how to build your own project for this hackathon. Remember, this is a demo project. Do not replicate this project. This is just to show you the functionalities of building a machine learning model using a data for our hackathon. So the next use case I'll be going to is project 2. This one is for the developers in, and this is where the prize is actually. The first project was, or the first track was talking about training a model, and the project is not kind of bulky. That is why the price for it was not that much. But you could see here is where the big work is now. So the developers in the house, I want you guys to actually key into this. Think of things you could build, because this is you extending PlotSense. As you can know, PlotSense is an open source software or open source application. So you building upon PlotSense is something of a great value. So this section is where we could build tools, plugins to extend PlotSense. So the plugin that we built for this project is a detection anomaly plugin, or anomaly detection plugin. This plugin is just to detect anomalies, things that are different from the normal data that we have on our project, implementing the Z-score based anomaly detection. So right into the project, I'll be using my terminal for this. So let me open up the project and explain some things to you guys. I think this place I need to slow down so that you will get a full understanding, because this is not like the first project or the first use case that I will showcase it to you guys. For this project too, you'll be needing your terminal or your console. You'll be needing your terminal to run this project. So let me give a brief explanation concerning this project 2 or use case 2. This is an anomaly plugin to detect unwanted or unusual values. All right. As you can see here, I'm going through the code. These are the code written for us to be able to actually use this detect our anomaly. As you could see here, the name detection.py is a Python code. Initially, variably this file is for the detection of the anomaly. So every code that you see written here is a code that we use to identify those anomalies when we run our code. Then this visualization.py is to preview or to get a visualization of the detected anomalies. All right, this is where the plugin actually is. Now, this is the whole project. This is the core display of everything I talked about concerning the detection and the visualization of the anomaly. So this project or this folder or this module is where, when we run our code, we get the actual data or the actual explanation or detection of the anomalies that was given. So let me run the project. I'll cd into the project now. CD project 2. All right, so I explained all these things in the readme.md. So after this video or after this hack or this workshop, you could also go to our GitHub to check it out yourself. So I'll be running this code or I'll be running this command. Now let me explain this. Why you are seeing Python-m is because I didn't go through the conventional route of installing Python on this device or on this. Initially, what is supposed to be is that we're supposed to run Python execute, but that's not it for this display. What I'm trying to show you guys here is our detection, the anomalies that we detected. So when I run this command, this is from the examples folder. You can see it here, and this is the module, or this is the plugin that we're going to, or this is an example of the code that we're going to run. So when I hit enter, let me open my terminal so that you can see it. All right. You see it here. This is the explanation for our code, and you can see here the anomaly values. This is it. All right, so it's asking me for my Grok API key so that it could be able to give me a more visual explanation of the data. So let me input my Grok API key. So I input my Grok API key and hit enter, which should wait for visual. All right. But you need to tell people was yes. We owe it on that it with separate planets. It's all on this case. He command is all on. I don't know why it took so much time, but it should have generated. He executed, but after some seconds, it stopped. Wait, let me try it again. One says he's people. Right. Encrypt my Grok API.
Okay, let's start. Start. Wait back. Yeah, okay.
Wow. Don't know why it's taking this time or this much time. Okay, from my own end here, it's still loading. I don't know why I'm getting the usual response from it this time. It's actually supposed to generate a visualization from the anomalies detected. Right? Let's just give this time. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So see it here. This is the detection for the anomalies that we got. You can see it here. 100 and 120 and 140 was the is the detection that is actually different from other values. So this is the anomaly here. Yeah, or this is the detected anomaly. So this is it for this plugin. So the next command I gave was to generate the explanations for it. Don't know why it's taking this much time, right? I don't know if you can see my screen here. Can you guys see the visualization on the landscape? Wait, let me change screen. Hold on a bit. All right. Can you guys see the visualization now?
Yes, we can.
Can you guys see it?
Yes.
All right. So this is it for the second use case of the project. So let me head back to my all right. Hope you can still see my screen. All right. So now this is the final use case that we did. So I let me give you guys a quick hit. This use case is somehow like building upon the first use case that I showed you guys, which is the machine learning explainability demo. So this one is actually giving us a wide range of our data, the explanation, the visualization, even the data sets that we're using. So for this third project, we use a Python package for data analysis or for data web visualization called Streamlit. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before. So this is to aid us in storytelling for our data that we are visualizing or the data that we are analyzing. So let me head over to the project, which is project 3 or the use case. So I will see the into all right. So bring down my terminal so that I can say more a little about it. So this is focused production ready web application that creates that showcases the interactive integrating PlotSense to web frameworks and building user-friendly data explanation interfaces and handling API keys and environment configurations. So I will run the project now. This is the folder, this is the file for it, app.py. In this place, this is where the code for it actually is. You see here from the comment here, this is for loading and caching our data and likes. This is the raw data preview, filter data, show raw data options, recommendations, visualizations, explanations. So enough of the talk. Let me go to visualizing this data. So the data we are using for this use case is a climate data from the USA. So I think it's a live data that was previewed, I think back then, from back then in 2007. So I just got source data, so I got it and I used it to test out this demo. So I will be running the project so that we could see this. So this command also, like I said, if you remember in the second project, I still use this python-m, like I said, because I did not install this project. I didn't install it majorly for Python coding. This is what for data analysis. So if it was a Python developer, we won't be using this function again. Just all we need to do is stream it, run app.py, and we'll get our visualization. But because I didn't follow that route, we are using this python-m. This is telling Python that this is a module that should be run, or this is a module that should be used. So when I hit enter, it will take me to the web page. So let me go back. So as you could see here, this is, if you're a web developer, this is our local URL for visualize, for the URL that we're going to use to visualize that interactivity or that UI or that web application. We are on our local, so that is why you're seeing this local host. This is the port 8501 is the port. So let me change my stream so that you could see the web page. Hold on a bit.
Okay. So we are in that.
Change. All right. See my screen.
Yes, we can.
All right. So you could see here, for us to be able to get our visualization and explanations of our data, we need to first of all input our Grok API key. All this is written in that code that you could see there, that app.py. So if I should input my Grok API key and I hit enter, right? So where is loading, we're getting plus a recommendation for temperature in Chicago. All right, let me change it to humidity. I think that would be better. All right. It's currently running, so let's just give it time. Just give it time. All right. So you see here, this is the recommendation for our plot type. As you could see, this function was from this by a number of plot sense suggestions. You could see here it was 3. If I should move it to 5, it will change. You see here it's loading to give us the preview. All these things was the same thing we saw from our Jupyter notebook in project 1 or in use case 1. But this time around, we are now viewing it on a web browser. So this is like bringing web interactivity into the equation. Hope you guys understand me. So these are the number of and the number of indexes changed to 5, where there are some visualizations that are not yet compatible yet, but we'll go with the one that is compatible, which is histogram from this space here. So when I add 1 into the visualization, it will generate our visualizations for us. Right, so while we wait for this to load, I hope you guys are understanding what I'm doing so far.
Yeah, to an extent.
to an extent. All right. After the call, you could after my explanations, you could ask your questions, and we'll be there to answer you. So, all right. This is the visualizations for our data. Now, this button here or this section here is to actually show us the data that we're actually visualizing. If I should take you back to I'll wait for our explanations to load. I'll wait for it to load. This is the explanation. This is the vivid visualization of the data that we're visualizing, and these data are from various cities in the Chicago, New York, Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Houston. So I just focused on Chicago for now. All right, this is the explanation. So we have gotten the explanation of our data, and this is the explanation of histogram of humidity. Now, overview. The provided histogram illustrates the distribution of humidity levels across various intervals. The x-axis represents the humidity levels, and so on and for these are the key features. So this is a vivid explanations of our data. So if we actually want to see the data that we're actually using for this visualization, click on show data. So the first 10 data sets from the city of Chicago, this is the humidity. We are working with this for now, with this table or this column for now. So this is it for this for the use case. So I'm done, guys, with my explanations. All right, I would love to have your questions on how we could move forward. All right, thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Confidence.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much, Kings. That was an amazing contribution and very amazing demo. All right. So for those just joining, or for those who have been asking questions in the chat that were not here at the beginning or following up, today's demo is to demo the 2 tracks. All right, this hackathon. There are 2 main tracks: the ML track, which is started with, where you have to build a machine learning project. You get the model you want to use from however you want to do it, set up your project. What you are doing in this particular track, what you're doing in this particular track is using PlotSense for your EDA, all right, to analyze your data and everything. That's what the first track mainly is about. And for the second track, which is the dev track, is a track to extend PlotSenseAI's modules, right? Currently, there are 3 main modules on PlotSenseAI: the recommender module, the explainer module, or before the explainer, we have the plot gen. All right. So the recommender recommends, after you've imputed your data and all of that, the recommender module tells you the different ways you can plot, and all of other things you can suggest to you. It gives you AI recommended visualizations for that data set. All right. Then the plot gen helps you in generating the different plots. If you want to generate it like with what some Kings demonstrated, if you want to visualize it as a histogram or a bar chart or with scattered plots or line chart, however you want to do it, based on the different plot types that PlotSenseAI can handle, you can do that with the plot gen module. That's the second module. Then the third one is the explainer module, all right, which gives you a full breakdown of your visualization, all right, in natural language. In this case, plain language. I believe in the upcoming extensions. I don't know, this is an idea as if somebody wants to extend that particular module, they could do it in their different languages, because we don't only have English speaking guys here. I know we have people representing from different countries. From the registration, we've had people who are registering all the way from India, other parts of Asia, Europe, Africa here, and other places too. So this is just an idea. Hope nobody will steal my idea. Then so what he demonstrated for the dev track in his own demo is an anomaly detector. All right, and it was a very, very wonderful contribution. However, that was just a sample project. We could extend upon it from our own end at Havilah Academy, but then you have to come up with your own module, right? Your own interesting contribution. Remember, PlotSenseAI is open source, so you can explore as much as you want and make valuable contributions. All right. So for the first track, the price, for the winners for the first track, already, if you've read through the hackathon flyers you've seen or however you came about it, the price for that is about £200, right? Then the dev track is about £400, all right? So an in-store demo, he just consolidated everything he did from the first and second using a sample project, a full-blown project, working with Streamlit as well. And that was just very amazing. So if you have any questions at this point, you can begin to type them in the chat so that we can address them. But I noticed a couple of persons have asked a couple of questions, and one of PlotSenseAI's team, a member of their team has responded. Mr. Tolu has been responding, so that's amazing. And I believe, I think that's that. Is there any other question from anybody so we can address it and wrap up with this session for today? Tomorrow we'll be talking on, we'll be giving a full walkthrough of how submission would be like, all right? And tomorrow will be the wrap up for the workshop. We'll be walking you through how to submit, how, the checklist you have to put in place, everything to make sure that you don't just say, okay, you are done with your project and you just go on and submit. Like, there is a checklist or a list of things you have to check and make sure that they are in place so that you are not disqualified at the end of the day for not following one requirement or the other. All right. And then, okay, just a moment, guys.
Take this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sorry for that. And okay, let's have someone from PlotSense team, further address us, and before we, conclude with it, I believe there's still more questions, and so that we just allow the PlotSense team to answer some of those questions as well. Mr. Chris, are you here? Or Mr. Tolu, are you still here? Can I just unmute your mic and pick it up from here? Thank you. Let me know. I'm trying to go through the Discord. Are you still here? All right. Yes. Please go on, sir.
Hello everyone. Hi. Nice to meet you again on the second day of the workshop. My name is Chris, and I work with PlotSense. I have my colleagues on the call as well, and I'll give them a time to introduce themselves. Tolu, who is our data engineer, and MK Amaka, who is our ML expert. You have the floor, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I think while we're waiting for them to pick up the mic, there are some questions currently in the chat. I think you should be able to see them. Could you address one of them, or a couple of them, so that we hear from you as well, your answers to the questions? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Just looking at the questions, is it one of the questions would it be where can we get like documentation for the rules of this hackathon?
Okay, I think these are the recent questions, right? Because there are some that Tolu already answered, so they're like recent questions for you to address.
Okay. Could you give me a question? 'Cause I don't know what's recent.
Okay. Someone is asking the second track is more of like ML deployment. Is asking if that is correct. More of ML deployment. That's for the dev track.
Yeah, it's a mix of ML, right, and data and some data framework deployment, if you get what I'm saying. So you could devise a module, right, that has ML backend, just like our explainer that is built on a boosting model, or visual recommender that is built on the bagging model. All these are ML methodologies, right, to solve a problem. But it's not compulsory that what you're building is tied to ML. It could tie to a data gap, right? Trying to say, okay, this is something we do that you do on a day-to-day basis. Can I have a module that does it for me in one go? An example would be the plot gen, right, that we do have, that creates plots for you. It's not based on ML, right, but it's more like a copy of matplotlib that you can, with one line of code, you can generate plots. Compared to when you want to use matplotlib, you are installing matplotlib, you have to know what your x and your y's are, you have to know your ew and all those things. So with one click of a button, with using indexing from the visual recommender data frame that you get, right, you can get your plots, right? So it's a mix, right? It's more about what problem are you solving, what problem can your module solve. Did I answer that question, or do you have a follow-up question on that?
Yes, yeah, I believe that was sufficient. And I hope Regem, I think Regem asked that question, so I hope that has answered you very well. And if you have a follow up, you can also type it in the chat. Then there's another one. Someone's asking, where can we get the documentation for? I'm trying to understand this question. Where can we get like documentation for the rules of this hackathon? Okay, about that, that will be posted shortly. All right, just right before the workshop. Workshop will be ending tomorrow, so many of the documentations and full written details would be put in the resources channel. All right, so look out for the resources channel. Links to documentations and more videos and guides and all of that we put out there. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. Latest Sunday tomorrow, it will be there. And someone's asking again, please, can the project files that Sir Kings used in the demo be uploaded to GitHub, so people like me who couldn't join on time can follow up? The project files are already updated, and this demo as well was already a YouTube video that we pushed out. Was it yesterday or the day before, right? For the exact same thing he just did. There's also a YouTube video that he has already done for that, and the link to that is in the resources channel, so you can go and look it up. And the name of the video is PlotSenseAI Use Cases, all right, demo project. So you can watch all of that, and in the YouTube video, in the description, you will find the link, which will also stay out to the Discord. I think that's what we forgot to add. You'll find a link to the README file, the GitHub basically for that. You'll find the link. So just check the YouTube videos and you'll find that. Okay, Mr. Chris, are you still there? Someone is asking, if we are building a module for the second track, are we integrating PlotSense? I think the person just needs extra clarity on this, because I know it has been emphasized lately, but probably it's just the clarity. Could you quickly provide that clarity, sir? Asking if we are building a module for the second track, are we integrating PlotSense? Are you there?
Okay, so I'm trying to break this question down. If you're building a module for the second track, are we integrating PlotSense? I think you're building a module that's going to work as part of PlotSense stack. If I explain that right. So for example, you'll be building a module like the recommender, like PlotGen or explainer, right? The idea of the the module that we want is that how well can it work with the existing modules that we do have, right? How well does it fit into PlotSense workflow? You saw examples that King Odua gave, showing you from visual recommender down to explainer, and now you also used his machine learning models with those with our existing modules, right? So what you're building is going to be, what it's going to be part of PlotSense. Yeah, I don't know if I got that question right. But if you don't still get it, of course you could send me a message on Discord, and we could talk a bit more about it.
All right. I think person can also still use the one of the channels, right? And just tag any of the admins, specifically tag Havilah at Havilah Academy team or at PlotSense team. In fact, tag both, all right, so that any one of them that are available at that time could also give more details on this, so that you are fully clear on the answer you're looking for. All right, and I don't think there are any more questions, so I think that will be it for tonight's discussion. I'm sorry. Okay, yes. Okay, wanted to have your team. Yes, please go on,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, I think my team are ready on the call now to introduce themselves. If you can unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my name is Tulu. So I'm one of the data engineers on the team, and we worked on the different modules for PlotSense. So I very much welcome everyone's interest to participate in the hackathon, and we're looking forward to your contribution, your creativity, and how you can help us extend the functionality of PlotSense. So we're definitely looking forward to your participation.
Thank you, Tolu. Maka, do you want to say one or two things?
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Amaka. A member of PlotSense. I'm on the machine learning team. We focused on building the explanation engine. Hoping that you guys enjoy this hackathon and that you find it valuable.
Thank you, Amaka. Faith, do you want to say a couple of things, please? Thank you.
So sorry, I had to go do some settings. So hi, my name is Faith, and I'm one of the AI engineers that worked on PlotSense, and my focus was on the visual recommendation bit. So yeah, welcome once again to our hackathon, and I really do hope you take full advantage of all resources. If you need to reach out to anyone, if you're confused, even if it's not PlotSense per se you're struggling with, even if it's hard to set up things, hard to upload things, you can just reach out to us, because most of us, or all of us, have technical background. So welcome once again.
All right. Thank you, Faith. Confidence, you have the floor. Thanks very much for the allowance.
All right, thank you very much. And just like should I say an early announcement, in a few, I think in a while from now, we'll be having a full-blown session with the PlotSense team, where we're going to be hearing more from them, their journey, and hearing how they came about together to build PlotSense. And many people here will learn one or two things or even more from them. And for those who are I think someone was asking yesterday that I think beginner friendly or something, maybe the person just got into learning data analysis or ML or AI engineering, and they are wondering how they can take steps further. They probably join this hackathon to learn more, right? So on that session with the PlotSense team, I believe you will learn a lot of things. About how they got started, how they grew so fast, and even built their tool, and what they are doing right now, scaling, right? So you will learn a lot from them. So just look out for the info on that session. It will be happening even as the hackathon continues. So thank you so much, guys, for joining today. Tomorrow, like I mentioned earlier, we'll be going through in full detail the submission process, how you would once you're done building, or even how to begin from ideation. Basically what we just did was demo a couple of projects. Tomorrow would be giving full a full guide on, okay, how can you even start from ideation? We know we mentioned a couple of pointers here and there, but tomorrow's session would really handle that from ideation down to submission and the whole other things that will be happening right in that session tomorrow. Right? Thank you so much for joining, guys. It was a wonderful one with you, and thank you, Mr. Chris, and the PlotSense team, Mr. Tolu, MK, I believe that's Miss Amaka, then Miss Faith. Thank you so much. So we're wrapping up right now. If anybody still has any questions, you can ask in the general chat or in the support channel, or in the general channel. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Father, we thank you for such an amazing session. We thank you because it was successful. We ask that even tomorrow's session will be also successful and, great in the name of Jesus. Amen and amen. Do have a wonderful evening wherever you are, or if it's already morning, have a wonderful day. God bless you.